And I love the connection with the music and the harmonics. I notice every time you talk about worshiping, you play an air guitar also.
I do, yeah.
um, hmm.
I did play piano too, though, but guitar was always my main shtick.
Yeah. Wow. I'm not exactly sure where to go from that. That was a really fantastic.
How do you move on from that, right?
How do you move on for that?
We just described the nature of the universe. What do you want to talk about next?
Well, okay, let's actually go totally the opposite direction. A total non sequitur. Let's talk about our physical bodies. I know you were working at Google bodybuilding, or you were in the fitness industry, and I noticed you seem to be keeping up with that to some degree. Why do you continue to like work on your physical body, given all that you know about all this spiritual stuff?
Yeah, I love this question, man. This is a question I get asked pretty often. And people will say, well, I know for a fact that Aaron isn't enlightened because he works out. And I don't think I'm enlightened, but like, it's just a funny thing for someone to say, because to me, it represents the way that the mind just fundamentally can't understand enlightenment or liberation or non-duality, if we want to say it that way. Because to me, I see a lot of people in the non-duality community, like using non-duality as a reason to make things invalid. Like, well, the body doesn't exist, so screw it. If you even spend time on it, you're stuck in duality. And what I like to say is, oh no, it's quite the opposite. A true non-dual awareness makes everything valid, because it shows you that, first of all, nothing's a mistake, right? Like the source wouldn't have put us in bodies if it was some giant accident or something, and we shouldn't pay any attention to it. No, the body is a teaching device. It's here for our evolution and learning. So the difference between the way the character known as Aaron works out now versus, 10 years ago or something, is that before it was all about my identity, my self-worth was wrapped up in my appearance. And because of that, I was very abusive to my body. I would work out at least 6 days a week, usually 7. Hard to take an off day, when your whole sense of self-worth is based on how you look. And if I had to miss a day, I would be very upset, frustrated, stressed out. I'm losing my progress. I was competing in CrossFit. I then competed in bodybuilding. So there was a lot of things at stake in terms of how my physical body looked. But again, because of that, I was very abusive to it. I wouldn't listen to it. I would get injured all the time and work through it. And my diet was not healthy, but it was to the extent that it could help me get big muscles and be strong. And I didn't really care about what I was putting in my body to that extent. Just as long as I look shredded is all I care about. So now I work out about 4, sometimes 5 days a week, simply because I love this body so much because of what it allows me to experience. How could I experience any of the things I've experienced in this life without a body? The body is a sacred extension of what I am. And when you know the body is this incredibly faithful servant, right? It's just every second it's beating my heart, it's digesting my food. I don't even know how I open and close my hand, for crying out loud. The body is like my best friend, right? It's allowing me to be here and be happy and experience the amazing magic of the universe. Why would I abuse that? Why would I neglect that? Why would I ignore that? So that's how everything sort of becomes when love takes the wheel, when love is leading your state of consciousness or the heart rather than the mind. You find that everything is lovable. And so when you love your body, for me, it just sort of fell away. It wasn't something I've ever tried to do in terms of like cleaning up my diet and eating healthy. It was just like, man, I can't keep putting these things in my body I know are toxic, because my body tells me when it is, right? I get brain fog. I can't sleep as well, diarrhea, indigestion, all these things can happen. And it's like, this is my body's way, because my body can't talk, right? It's my body's way of saying, hey man, you're putting things in me that are really hard for me. It's not what I'm meant to eat or take in. And so I just started wanting to eat healthy because I loved my body and I didn't want to see it suffer. And see, there's already a disidentification from the body. And even the way I'm talking, it's like when you become unidentified as the body, you actually can love the body for the first time. But when you're identified with it, my sense of worth is the body. As I age and grow old and the wrinkles appear, damn it, body, you're making me look ugly. Like, I hate you so much. Like, I'm going to whip you back into shape. It's just very abusive. So I don't think you can truly love your body if you think you are the body.
And I'm totally remembering times in my life when I was competing, in college running or cycling. And it was like, if I missed a day, I would be so distraught, with the losing 24 hours of fitness.
Exactly. It sounds weird to say that, but that's how it felt.